What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with another off-season rebuild. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but we officially have a team eliminated from the conference finals, that first team being the Los Angeles Lakers. Of course, they were swept by the Denver Nuggets, but the fact that they even made it to the conference finals after the way this year started is pretty impressive in itself. So today we will be doing a Lakers off-season rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one, subscribe if you are new to the channel, as always, greatly appreciated. We have a sub goal of trying to reach 50k subs before this year is over, so if you're not subscribed, it would definitely help out the goal that I have in mind. But talking about the Los Angeles Lakers for a second, obviously when it comes to the Lakers, a lot to be excited about that you just saw from this team. This team went from one of the worst teams at the beginning of the season to making it all the way to the conference finals after the amazing trade deadline that they had, where they basically gave up one pick and got 3 players in return. Now, those 3 players they did get in return didn't make much of an impact towards the end of the playoffs. It felt like Vanderbilt, I don't think, played at all yesterday. I don't think he did, and I don't think Malik Beasley played at all. He's kind of been out of the rotation. Then D'Lo, of course, has just been kind of not so great. He's been very, very inconsistent. So we're going to talk about what the Lakers should do this offseason. How can they get better from this? We got to talk about the idea that LeBron James might only be playing one more year in LA because of his son coming to the league. So there's a lot to unfold here when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. One thing that will be inevitable this offseason, though, is that there's going to be stars attached to the Lakers. It's just how it always goes. There's going to be star watch after star watch. What star can the Lakers go get? Whether it's Kyrie Irving, I just saw a Bleacher Report article talking about how the Lakers discussed the idea of getting Trae Young. Stuff like that is always going to pop up. But what we just saw with depth for the Lakers, the depth that they had, got them as far as they did. So why would we want to go for like the mega stars out there when we just had a roster full of depth for the Lakers, make it all the way to the conference finals? Of course, they came up short to the Nuggets, but I don't feel like going for Kyrie Irving or Trae Young is the answer here, is what I'm trying to get to, because if they could just stick with the guys that they have, because I feel like if they went after Kyrie Irving, that's going to cause them to lose some of their role players, which is not going to be worth it, in my opinion. So let's go straight to draft night, because the Lakers do have a 17th overall pick, and of course, we could explore trading this pick, but we don't have a lot of salaries to throw together right now before the draft, so we're just going to wait until after the draft to maybe trade this player later on. And we can still probably get a really good player here in this draft. So let's go talk about pick 17. So if we look at what's available at pick 17, got Raylan Repaired, Taylor Hendricks, who I think is supposed to be a lottery pick. He just always falls. Jordan Hawkins, Keontae George, which honestly, Keontae George might be the pick here for me, because he's going to come in right away and be very impactful off the bench for us. 24 points on good efficiency. I think it's a no-brainer pick. I'm bringing in Keontae George here for the Los Angeles Lakers. Nothing else. He's always going to be a good trade piece if we don't use him in the rotation. So I'm also going to take Kobe Burks as well, and that will be my draft. So just like that, we got that taken care of. Rookie signing, Keontae George and Kobe Burks will sign both of them. Player options, you got Mo Bamba, Malik Beasley, Devon Reed. Even though both these guys didn't play minutes at all in the playoffs, that is $10 million plus $60 million. That's $26 million in salary you could throw together. And both these guys could be rotational pieces on different teams. So I'm actually going to accept both of these. Now, I will say, if the Lakers decline this, I think that's going to open up a lot more for them. But since we're in 2K and I feel like I could trade these salaries, I think it could make some sense to accept them. So I'm going to accept them. And then we're going to go to qualifying offers, which we have Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, which of course we want to bring both of them back. I think if you went after Kyrie Irving in some type of sign-in trade, you're not going to be able to bring everybody back like you'd want. You're going to lose a lot of your depth. And what is one thing that Kyrie Irving has been wanting? A 5-year guaranteed max contract. I feel like Dallas is the only team desperate enough right now to offer him that. If you're the Lakers, why would you want to give Kyrie Irving that when you might only have LeBron one more year? I mean, there is a chance Kyrie would just go to the Lakers for like a 1-year or 2-year deal. I'm not ruling that out. But I don't think Kyrie Irving is the answer here. I think if you could just keep your depth, use those 2 salaries I just accepted to maybe go get something else, I think that's what you do. Now let's talk about D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell is going to be a guy that's brought up a lot this offseason in sign and trade scenarios. But I don't know if any team is really going to want D'Angelo Russell like that. I just don't know if that's going to come about, especially with the way he played in these playoffs. So unfortunately, I think in 2K, we're going to have to resign him. And even in real life, once you're going to have his bird rights, you're going to have to resign him. And it may not be for $27 million like it's saying, but you're going to have to give him a contract to bring him back. That way you don't lose him for literally nothing, unless there's a team that wants to sign him and then you do a sign and trade in that way, which I just don't see where that's going to happen. So personally for me, I'm just going to resign him. We are going to bring Winnie and Gabriel back as well. Lonnie Walker, who had some games for them as well. So I'm going to re-sign a lot of these guys that are free agents for the Lakers right now. So I'm going to bring in Winnie and Gabriel. Rui Hachimura, I'm going to wait till after restricted free agency so it doesn't glitch. And I'm going to wait on D'Angelo Russell. I don't want to have to offer him $27 million. If we can lower his value as far as possible without him getting an offer, which he has 8 offers now. And okay, now we have to offer him because he's starting to get some offers. So unfortunately, now that the Magic are trying to get him, I'm going to have to pay him a bag, which I don't love. And trust me, I don't know if he'll actually get this much. I don't really see that happening. But if we want to get him back, is that even going to do it for them? Okay, so we do have 100% interest from D'Angelo Russell. So yeah, we're going to give him a 2-year deal. And I'm going to wait on Rui Hachimura, like I said, after restricted free agency. So we got Lonnie Walker, Gabriel, and D'Lo back. So that's great. Rui Hachimura, it's time to sign him back as well. He's been fantastic for them ever since they got him. So let's bring him back. And then last but not least is going to be Austin Reeves. 2K will not let me resign Dennis Schroeder. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. So if you have that suggestion of also resigning him, I literally can't. Because if you go to him, he's asked for $11 million, and I can only go down to minimum. So Schroeder's not going to be possible, unfortunately. So what else can we bring in as a backup point guard? Well, I think a guy that fits perfectly is like a Javon Carter. Great three-point shooter. Easily could play off bronze, so I'm going to go for Javon Carter. And then, obviously, Austin Reeves is getting a match or an offer, and we're going to match that 100,000%. So, just like that, that is what we have going for us right now. So, we got D'Lo, Javon Carter, Austin Reeves, Malik Beasley, Keontae George, we just brought in, LeBron James, Lonnie Walker, Vanderbilt, Hachimura, and then AD, Mo Bamba, Winnie Gabriel. So, we have depth, and we do have a couple of assets as well. We have Keontae George, Kobe Burks, we have Max Christie, and I believe we have like 1 or 2 tradable picks. So we could throw those Mo Bamba and Malik Beasley contracts together. We can go get something out there. And like I just said, right before I started recording, there was the idea of Trae Young. I don't know how plausible that will be, but I don't plan on doing anything this offseason. I'm going to wait till the trade deadline to make my move with Beasley and Mo Bamba's contracts, because I think that's when you could easily strike. So that is our offseason. Obviously, we didn't do anything too crazy. It wasn't flashy whatsoever, but depth got this team very, very far. So if we can maybe use some of that depth and not lose too much at the trade deadline for an impactful piece right away, and maybe LeBron James last year as a Laker, I think that's the way to go. Just my opinion. I don't think you can lose D'Lo for nothing. Kyrie Irving, I don't think it's going to be worth it. Trae Young, I think, would cost way too much, obviously. But your starting 5 would be D'Lo, Austin Reeves, LeBron, Vanderbilt, AD, Mo Bamba, Malik Beasley, Lonnie Walker, Rui Hachimura, Javon Carter. Then obviously you have like Gabriel, Keontae George, Christie, all of the rotation at this moment. So I do want to mess with shot tendencies because obviously Austin Reeves is him now officially, and his shot tendency I believe is like really low in 2K, which I'm going to change. He has a 39. That's disrespectful to the way this man played in the playoffs. So we're going to go ahead, boost that shot tendency up for Austin Reeves, give him some more touches as well. And is there anyone else? I mean, LeBron and AD are in a fine spot, so we'll go something like that. And then maybe Rui Hachimura, maybe a little bit more. Lonnie Walker's fine. Beasley's fine. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave him. So I will probably see you guys at the trade deadline. I don't think there's a world where I don't stop at the trade deadline, because we are going to try to use those 2 salaries together, try to get somebody else on this team. Probably a better starting power forward, because like I said, Vanderbilt did get played out of the playoffs a little bit. So maybe we can even use him in a trade, because he's on the last year of his rookie deal. So I will see you guys at the trade deadline to hopefully make a big move with some of the assets we have left. So we are currently stopped at the trade deadline at 37-21. As promised, I told you I was going to stop the deadline. So I do want to take a look at what is going on at the moment. So we had 22 from LeBron, 20 from AD with 10, D'Angelo Russell with 16.7. So he's actually playing pretty good. If this is the D'Lo you're going to get, shooting 40% from 3 on 7 attempts per game, I think you take that every single day as your starting point guard. Now, will you get that in real life is the question. Obviously, he's very inconsistent, but right now in 2K at this moment, we are getting that from him. So I was kind of looking at the potential of a point guard upgrade, but at this point, I don't really see any need to do that. Austin Reeves is also averaging 16 points per game. He's playing great. The one position I said that I wanted to upgrade, of course, was the power forward spot. And we have some salaries. We have a couple of, role players, assets that we could throw together. And there's also something I didn't even mention at the beginning of the video. I don't think I mentioned this. Apparently, LeBron James is considering retirement. I don't know if I believe that. It feels like that's not going to be the way he'd want to go out. I don't know. And he still said he wanted to play with Bronny. So, kind of confused on that. That is definitely going to be an interesting story to follow. But I don't see LeBron James retiring. But who knows, man? In this scenario, we also, obviously, we have him playing. But there's a power forward to have in mind. And, well, I'm looking at a couple guys. So right now, a couple of options. If we look at some of the options that we have, Pascal Siakam on the last year of his deal, $37 million. I feel like we could almost get there to match that salary to get Siakam here. So that's probably my number one option, to be honest with you. Expiring contract. He'd be like literally just a seamless fit at the 4, I feel like, for this team. Another option that I had, Porzingis in San Antonio, is also kind of interesting. Obviously, Kevin Durant. Phoenix sucks, but they list Kevin Durant as untouchable, so that would be crazy if I could pull that off, but don't see that happening. Jeremy Grant, of course, in Portland is also an interesting option. I guess if Portland really sucked next year, I guess you could always try to go for Jeremy Grant. Chris Middleton is also kind of interesting, but he's not really a 4. And the other one I kind of had in mind, which I don't think I would do this, he's a former Laker. That is Julius Randle on the Knicks. I mean, the thing with Julius Randle is obviously he wouldn't be the number one option here, which is where he would thrive. I feel like if he was like more of a, but I feel like he also needs the ball in his hands a lot more. So I don't know if Randle makes a ton of sense here. So I think my number one option is Siakam, and I know I've gotten him. I know someone's going to comment, you get Siakam all the time, but he just makes so much sense, man. He really does. So if I want Siakam, I'm going to get him. And I think if we can pull it off right now with some of these expiring contracts that we have, and he's on the last year of his deal, 21 points, 36% from 3, and he's going to be a power forward upgrade, why not? So Mo Bamba is going to have to be in this trade. Malik Beasley is going to have to be in this trade. And I think I'm going to have to include one more player on a decent big salary, and that might have to be Lonnie Walker. Now, we're going to be giving up some depth, or Winnie and Gabriel. I don't know if Winnie and Gabriel would get it done. So let's see. If I did this, you give me Alex Lynn. And how far off are we? Daniel Tyus. Okay, so we're going to have to need somebody a little bit more, making a little bit more money. Reeves, Vanderbilt, D'Lo, AD, LeBron, obviously all off limits. So the only one I could throw in here is Lonnie Walker, which is going to be tough to lose him. But getting Siakam for these 3 pieces, we're going to lose some depth, which is going to suck. But bringing in a 4 like this is going to be literally what this team would be awesome to bring him in. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Unprotected first rounder. Mo Bamba, Malik Beasley, Lonnie Walker in a first, and then let's go another first for Siakam. So these 3 pieces alone, I feel like this isn't enough, though. I feel like a young player would have to be in this because we know how Masai Ujiri is. So Keontae George, man, this is going to get tough. So Keontae George, and then maybe it's Javon Carter. Maybe that would get it done. I don't know if that's going to get it done. Let's something like this, and we can keep Sasser. Yeah, we're still going to be off, unfortunately. Obviously, as you guys know, I wanted Pascal Siakam, but that's going to be really hard to match his salary. So I guess we'd only be giving up one of our rotational pieces with Malik Beasley and then Max Christie, who is not playing in the rotation right now, and a first-round pick in order to get Jeremy Grant from Portland. They do agree to that. So that's going to be our huge power forward upgrade here at the deadline, which I wanted to use those salaries together. And they want Jeremy Grant to come off the bench, but I'm going to have Grant start. I think he's obviously going to space rotation a little bit more for this team. Vanderbilt will come off the bench. We didn't have to give him up. So now it's D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, Jeremy Grant, AD, Vanderbilt, Mo Bamba, Lonnie Walker, and Rui Hachimura, and then Javon Carter. So obviously, really wanted Siakam, but I think Jeremy Grant's going to be really nice as well here, which we didn't have to give up too much to get him. So feeling good about that addition. 37-21. Hopefully we can keep our contender status up with the addition of Jeremy Grant. Trae Young's going to win MVP for the Atlanta Hawks. Rookie of the year going to Vic on the Spurs. It's Ben Simmons, 6-man. Claxton, defensive player. Garland, most improved. And Quinn Snyder, coach of the year. I'm assuming we're going to get LeBron on All-NBA team, and does AD make it? He does not, unfortunately. Offensive first team and all defensive second team. We are the first seed in the Western Conference at 50-32. So I feel pretty good about what we've come out with. I think this team is definitely a contender. Obviously, it's going to be very, very interesting to see if we can win it here because, like I mentioned, this could be LeBron James' last season as a Laker, or we might have just saw his last season based off reports about him potentially retiring, which don't know if I believe, but regardless, let's go ahead and see if we can get to the NBA Finals. So we're gonna have to play Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic in round 1. I feel like our lineup is ready. I am gonna shrink us down to a 9 rotation though. I don't really see the point of wanting. They want to start Vanderbilt really badly, but I just feel like Jeremy Grant makes a lot more sense in the starting 5. So we'll see how this goes, man. So game 1. We are up 1-0. Great start. 114-93. 27 from Jeremy Grant to lead the way. Dallas evens it up. We're up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? Yes, we can. Can we beat them in 5? Yes, we can. So we beat Dallas easily, which is a good sign. And now I get Memphis, which of course the Lakers took out Memphis this last year. So John Morant, Bane, Brooks is back in Memphis, which as we know is not going to actually happen. So the rotation is relatively the same. Really nothing changed there in Memphis. We'll see how this goes. Game 1, they're up 1-0. Game 2, dude, come on, man. 3-0, and we're going to get bounced in round 2 like this. Really? We lose in 5. We lose in 5. So unfortunately for us, a championship has not had it happening with LeBron here. So we got Atlanta going on to win the championship and retirements. I'm actually curious to see if LeBron James is going to retire here. He does not, and I think he has 1 year left on this contract, so we could technically keep him for another year. Now, I definitely will explore the idea of whichever team drafts Bronny here, because obviously, as we know, LeBron wants to go play with his son, so maybe we could make a trade. If a team that gets Bronny has some assets that might help us out as a team that could still win, maybe we can trade LeBron. I don't know. It's kind of weird to think about, but we could do it. So I'm going to fill this out, and then we're going to see what team drafts Bronny, and we'll go from there. So we have some interesting circumstances pop up in this scenario where the Miami Heat are the team that drafted LeBron James, which pretty interesting. Obviously, LeBron used to play in Miami, so we could trade LeBron to Miami right now if we wanted to, which I kind of think would be interesting to do, but also we could just run it back with them 1 more year. So I'm kind of tempted to just run it back with them because we could trade LeBron over to Miami and we could walk away with like Hero and Duncan Robinson or something like that, and he goes on to play with his son. We get Hero, which is going to jumpstart our rebuild a little bit, which isn't really gonna be rebuild, to be more of a retool. But Hero averaging 27 and 44% from 3, that's very tempting, I'm not gonna lie. And then Doug Robinson's contract, obviously not the greatest, but it's just matching LeBron's salary. Do I do this? It's definitely gonna be weird, but it's different for what I've done in Lakers rebuilds in the past, where I grant LeBron the idea of going to go play with his son. You know what? People might hate me for this. I'm gonna offer it. LeBron's gonna go play with his son. We get Tyler Hero in LA, which I don't know how Tyler Hero would act in LA, but it would definitely be interesting. So AD declines. Now LeBron James is gone. Is AD like, okay, now that Hero is here, do I want to keep playing with Tyler Hero? And the answer is yes. I'm re-signing you, so you don't really have a choice. I'm gonna make sure I get LeBron James or Anthony Davis back. So Anthony Davis, we're making sure we're bringing him back. We can't lose him for nothing. That would just be absolutely a disaster. Mo Bamba, I'm bringing back as well. And then Vanderbilt, yeah, I'm bringing back. So I'm gonna sign all those guys, and then we should have a contender again. Honestly, even with Hero, obviously replacing LeBron. I mean, this 2K loves younger players anyway. So D'Lo, Carter, Hero, Austin Reeves. So obviously that would be replacing Austin Reeves in the starting lineup. Maybe, I don't know. I think it'd be fine. Lonnie Walker at the 3, or I guess you could maybe get away with, I don't know. That'd be kind of weird. Keontae George, we'll see. Grant, Vanderbilt, and then, one of these guys are moving to the 3 for sure. Like Rui Hachimura could move there. Bo Bamba, AD. So something like that. We'll move Grant to the 3. Grant goes up. Does Hachimura go up at the 3? He stays the same. I'll move Grant to the 3, I guess. We'll have him go to the starting small forward. So it'll be D'Lo, Carter, Hero, Austin Reeves, Keontae George, Lonnie Walker, Jeremy Grant, Vanderbilt, Hachimura, AD, and Mo Bamba. Is it a little bit bizarre? Yes. But I think it's different and fun. So I'm not upset with it whatsoever. So LeBron James goes to play with his son like he wants. AD is going down. Grant's going down. But Tyler Hero, he could, kind of be a piece that we build around a little bit with Austin Reeves as well on top of that. And then D'Lo will be a free agent next year, and so will Austin Reeves. So we shall see how this next season goes. I think averaging 27 points on 44% from 3, though, from Hero. We're getting that on this team. That's going to help out this roster a lot. So I still think we're going to be very good despite trading LeBron. I think we might even be better because, like I said, 2K hates old players. So D'Lo, Hero, Grant, Vanderbilt, AD, Reeves, Mo Bamba, Keontae George, Lonnie Walker, and then Rui Hachimura is out of the rotation right now. So I guess I'll throw Rui Hachimura in there over Lonnie Walker, and then Keontae George is in the rotation now. So I guess we'll just leave that the way it is. Proficiency is a 4-star balance. So we're going to summate this season. We'll see how things go. No more LeBron James in LA. Instead, it's the Tyler Hero show. So at the end of year 2, Garland is your MVP. Collier is your Rookie of the Year. Damian Lillard, 6th man in Portland. Giannis Offensive Player, and Scoot Henderson, Most Improved. So obviously, Scoot has taken the role in Portland. Biggerstaff, Coach of the Year. All-NBA First Team. Do we get like a LeBron James representing Miami? Yep, LeBron James in South Beach. Back where he got his first ring, which is kind of interesting. An All-NBA Third Team. AD is an All-NBA Third Team member, which is great, which we love to see. An All-Defensive First Team, he makes it, which is great. So we're the first in the West again, and Miami is not even in the play-in or the playoffs. Are we serious right now? So Miami has a big 3 of Jimmy Butler, Adebayo, and LeBron, and that doesn't even get them in the playoffs. I find that very bizarre. But regardless, Hero averaged 23 points. AD with 21 and 13. D'Angelo 16 and a half. 16 from Grant. 14 from Reeves. 12 from Keontae George. And then 6 from Mo Bamba. 6 from Rui Hachimura. And 5 from Vanderbilt. So here we go, man. Are we going to go ahead and win a championship here without LeBron is going to be the story here to discuss. So Morris, Vassell, Johnson, Porzingis, Vic. I mean, honestly, a Vic Porzingis front court sounds just kind of crazy, but Sohan's coming up the bench for them. we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we don't lose in the first round against San Antonio. We beat them in 5, so we take care of business. And now we get the Oklahoma City Thunder, which, as we know, they only get better as time goes on because of all the draft picks they have. They got Booker, they got Chet Holmgren, got Shea, Josh Giddey, Bryce, as we know. We're going to go by a game on this one. We do beat them 1-0 to start things off. 24 from Tyler Hero, 36-12 from AD. Game 2, 2-0 start. So far, so good. 31-14, 19-6 from Hero. Game 3, 3-0, 147-143. 46-10. It does not matter. We are just too good so far, and we sweep the Thunder. So far, you've only lost one game in these playoffs. But as we know, Tyler Hero is very, very good in the simulation, so I'm not too surprised by the results so far. And our starting 5 and our depth is just very, very good. Very, very good. So, Van Vliet, Jalen Green, Middleton, Jabbar, Şengün. I actually love what Houston has done. There has been talks about them bringing in some veterans, and they've done that with Van Vliet and Chris Middleton here with some of the young core. So, this could be a tough matchup. Game 1, though, we're up 1-0, 28-27 from Grant AD. Game 2, 2-0 start. We blow them out. Game 3 is just a Hero AD duo unstoppable. Uh-oh. Might have spoke too soon, maybe. We're in the finals. So we get to play Detroit. We got Cade Cunningham going up against, or the finals MVP is Cade Cunningham and Anthony Davis. You got Cade Cunningham, Ivy Jet, Howard, Bridges, Wiseman, Duran, Isaiah Hardenstein, or Stewart, I should say, sorry. Bagley, and then Taylor and Horton Tucker. Now, I will say, I'm just happy that it's not Atlanta right now, because usually it's Atlanta each and every time. But they did sweep the Atlanta Hawks, so there's no guarantee we beat Detroit either. So here we go. Game 1, 1-0 start, though. Absolutely obliterated them. Just absolutely destroyed them. Hero 23, Jeremy Grant 26, and AD 33. Game 2, 2-0. Is this our championship right here? 3-1? Yes, okay. Game 5 in front of the home fans, bringing another ring back to LA without LeBron. I feel bad. I'm not going to lie, but you know what? Maybe it was for the better. Maybe it was for the better. So can we win this one in front of our home fans, though, to celebrate this ring? We're going to let Detroit get back in this one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was going to jump in to watch championship celebration, but we can't let Detroit get back in this one, right? We can't go to a game 7. No way. Do I go 8-man rotation? Let's go 8-man rotation. Let's go 8-man rotation, and let's them cast this last one. So, in front of the Detroit fans, let's celebrate our championship, please. Okay, looking good, looking good. We have the lead. Just keep it. Just keep the foot on the pedal, but it's a close game. Very close game, and we might not be going home. We're going to a game 7, 113-125. Wow, we went from a 3-1 lead to possibly blowing it here. Game 7 in front of the LA fans. You know what? It's fine. We want to celebrate a championship in front of our fans. That's why it's going to a game 7. All right, come on. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Blowing them out. Blowing them out. Yep. Looks like we got it. As long as we don't let them back in the game, we should be good. It's looking good so far. And I think it's safe to say we've won this one unless Detroit just comes back in 2 minutes, which we should be golden. So that is going to be it for me, boys. Yeah, we traded LeBron James. That was a little weird and different, but I feel good about it because Hero, obviously, is just so good in the simulation. So we were still getting a good player in return out of it. But I'm going to end it there. Let me know what your guys' overall thoughts are on the Los Angeles Lakers. Do you see them going for a 3rd star? Would you rather them just keep the depth? Did I make some valid points, or do you disagree with everything I said? Let me know down in the comment section below. But for now, I'm going to head out. I'll see you on the next one. I'll let you watch Championship Celebration if you feel inclined to watch. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.